More than half of automatic car owners are damaging their own vehicles every single day without realizing it. Not from reckless driving, not from racing, but from habits that feel completely normal, harmless, routine. And if you drive an automatic, what you're about to hear could be the difference between a smooth, long-lasting transmission and a repair bill that feels like a financial punch to the chest. Because transmissions rarely fail suddenly. They fail quietly, gradually, predictably. Today, we're going deep into the hidden behaviors mechanics see destroying automatic cars again and again, and more importantly, the shop-proven ways to avoid them. Let's start with something nearly everyone does. You pull into a parking space. The car is still creeping slightly, and you shift into park. It feels insignificant, but inside your transmission lives a small metal component called the parking pawl. Its job is simple: lock a stationary vehicle, not stop a moving one. When you engage park while rolling, that metal lock slams into a spinning gear. That little clunk sound? That's mechanical stress. Repeated thousands of times, it becomes internal wear. The expert trick is painfully simple. Full stop. Brake applied. 1 second pause. Then park. That pause protects thousands of dollars worth of components. And if you think impatience is harmless, the next habit is even sneakier. Resting your hand on the gear selector. It feels comfortable, casual, but even light pressure applies continuous load to linkage mechanisms designed for momentary movement. Over time, bushings wear. Tolerances loosen. Gear engagement becomes less precise. Mechanics recommend treating the shifter like a switch, not an armrest. Hands on the wheel. Always. Which leads to a mistake that slowly eats away at your engine and battery. Short trips. Constant cold starts. Start. Drive 2 minutes. Stop. Repeat. Every cold start is one of the most stressful moments for your car. Oil hasn't fully circulated. Metal components lack optimal lubrication. The battery experiences heavy electrical demand. If the drive is too short, the alternator never fully replenishes that energy. The result? Accelerated engine wear. Premature battery failure. The shop-proven solution: whenever possible, combine short errands into a single longer drive. Give the engine time to warm. Give the battery time to recharge. Tiny adjustment. Massive long-term impact. But mechanical wear isn't always hardware. Sometimes it's software. Modern cars are rolling computers. Transmission behavior, shift timing, torque management, all governed by code. Ignoring software updates is like running outdated firmware on critical systems. Manufacturers release updates to correct shift hesitation, improve efficiency, reduce internal stress. Yet most drivers never ask. Expert advice: during service visits, always check for control module updates. It's invisible maintenance that often improves drivability and longevity. And now we approach one of the most expensive oversights of all: neglecting transmission fluid. Automatic transmissions depend on clean fluid for lubrication, cooling, and hydraulic pressure. Over time, fluid degrades. Heat breaks it down. Microscopic particles accumulate. But failure doesn't announce itself loudly. First, subtle delays. Then mild slipping. Then harsh engagement. By the time symptoms feel serious, damage is often advanced. Mechanics recommend fluid service intervals typically between 30,000 and 60,000 miles, depending on usage. Severe driving, traffic, heat, towing shortens that window dramatically. Fresh fluid is cheap insurance. Ignoring it is financial gambling. And speaking of heat, let's talk about a habit that cooks transmissions alive: power braking. Holding the brake while revving the engine to launch aggressively. It feels powerful, but mechanically, it's brutal. Torque converter temperatures spike. Internal pressure surges. Clutch packs absorb shock loads. Even occasional abuse compounds wear. Shop-proven rule: smooth launches. Progressive throttle. Performance driving requires proper calibration and hardware, not stoplight theatrics. And heat doesn't only come from driving style. Overloading your vehicle. Especially common with SUVs and trucks. Just because the vehicle moves doesn't mean it's operating safely. Exceeding towing capacity overloads clutch packs, cooling systems, and fluid stability. Heat rises. Fluid degrades faster. Wear accelerates. Mechanics recommend respecting manufacturer ratings and using tow/haul modes when available. These modes adjust shift logic and pressure curves to protect internal components. Ignore them, and the transmission pays the price. But here's a mistake almost nobody connects to transmission health: misaligned or unbalanced tires. Uneven rolling resistance forces the drivetrain to compensate continuously. In all-wheel drive systems, mismatched tire diameters confuse sensors, triggering unnecessary torque redistribution. That constant correction stresses internal clutch packs. The fix is cheap. Alignment checks. Tire rotation. Replacing tires as complete sets on AWD vehicles. A few $100s protecting several thousand. That's mechanical awareness. Now imagine adding heavy load to aggressive acceleration. Flooring the accelerator with a fully loaded car. Passengers. Cargo. Air conditioning. Full throttle. This scenario maximizes torque demand and heat generation. The result? Increased internal stress and fluid temperature. Expert trick: accelerate progressively under heavy load. Same destination. Less strain. Better efficiency. Greater comfort. And transmissions almost always whisper before they scream. Delayed shifts. Hesitation. Burnt smell. These are early warnings, not personality quirks. Burnt odor often signals overheated fluid. Delayed engagement may indicate hydraulic or valve body issues. Mechanics recommend immediate evaluation when behavior changes. Early intervention often costs hundreds. Late reaction costs thousands. But here's where many drivers unintentionally worsen the situation. Aggressive flushing on high-mileage transmissions with unknown service history. High-pressure fluid exchange can dislodge settled debris, circulating contaminants through sensitive passages. Shop-proven safer approach: gradual drain and fill services performed over intervals. Progressive renewal without shocking the system. Always consult a specialist when history is unclear. And despite all available technology, another silent killer remains: using the wrong drive mode. Eco, Sport, Manual, Tow/Haul, these are functional tools, not marketing decorations. Climbing grades or carrying heavy loads in standard drive mode can cause constant gear hunting. Heat rises. Wear increases. Mechanics recommend selecting modes strategically based on driving conditions. Stabilized shifting reduces thermal stress. And now we arrive at the most dangerous mindset of all: assuming everything is fine because the car still moves. Automatic transmissions are masters of disguise. They mask internal wear for tens of thousands of miles. By the time slipping or harsh shifts appear, damage is often advanced. The expert rule repeated in every professional shop: preventive maintenance is always cheaper than corrective repair. Always. Your transmission is not fragile. It is engineered. But engineering assumes mechanical sympathy. Smooth inputs. Correct maintenance. Intelligent habits. The difference between a transmission that fails early and one that lasts well beyond expectations is rarely luck. It's driver behavior. Now the real question becomes personal. Are you driving out of habit or driving with awareness? Because once damage begins, reversal becomes expensive. But prevention is surprisingly simple. If this video helped you see your car differently, take 1 second to protect another driver. Like the video. Share it with someone who owns an automatic. Subscribe for more shop-proven insights. And tell me in the comments, which country are you watching from?